ようこそおいでくださいました。And I'm Yurie from Sapporo, Japan. I'm really honored to see you and speak to you this moment. I have been a steward in the hosting community in Japan for 10 years, and I really think this practice is needed in a society to create the everyday life and the future in a way we feel really comfortable. So we have been really practicing listening, and so one thing I really like to encourage you is to speak anytime, speak from your heart. And I don't understand any Mandarin, but I learn listening in Taiwan means using, of course, ears, and then eyes, and then hearts, and then it is straightforward to the questions. And I have eyes and heart too. So I'm really happy that if you speak up from your things in your mother language, and I really say congratulations to start this practice in Taiwan. And it's gonna be a big work to customize this into your culture in your society. But Japanese people have been doing a lot of things, and also the communities in Vietnam is doing a lot of things. So we can work together. And I just want to say congratulations and thank you and welcome. And I'm really happy to start practice. And I like to share a little bit about how the art of hosting starts. I'm not sure this is really useful for you, but as a Japanese, it's really nice to touch the origins, and also it's nice to always come back to like a classical things on how the elder people are really pioneered this way of practice. So I like to speak a bit, and then with Sarah. And what I like to ask you is, for me, you sit too nicely. I really wanted your mind and heart for my speaking. So just like sit down or stand up or lay down, or your body is totally free. Just give me your attention, heart and ears. And so it makes me relax too. So anytime stand up and jump in and lay down and speak. I heard the art of hosting practice is starting from the 7 people's conversations. And they are living in different countries and even in different continents. But they have started to test a new way to have a conversation for populations. And 30 years ago and 40 years ago, there was a strong perception in order to be efficient, just a small number of people just get together and decide about future things, visions or solutions, and then the other people just follow it. So it's quick and it's efficient. But at the moment, some 7 people are just wondering if it is true. Always small number of people decide about the future, or talk about the issues, and then decide the solutions. It's really good way to create a future for everybody. And then some 7 people try to test the totally different way for the conversation. And they just get together and share the story about just you guys did. You just the story. What are you doing, and what worked, or what didn't work, how happy you are, how you are not happy you are, and just talk to each other, and then distill and see the patterns, what worked, what didn't work. And then they decided to stay together, not geologically, but as a friendship. So they try to communicate each other, to share their practice, and to develop these things of art hosting way. So as you guys did, and anytime it's wonderful, you just share what you did. So it's really powerful to the other people's courage and other people's next step. So the art of hosting has been developed in a way like you actually do. And they, especially not develop, especially focusing on like invite people and really invite people to talk about what really matter to you, not something nice or not somebody says it's important. Really try to ask you to start to talk what is really important to you, and really encourage the people to see the result, making sense for themselves. It don't sound like a good facilitator come and show the result. Oh, this is the result. No, even though it takes time, you can sense making for yourself and decide this is our result. So it generates the energy to work together later. So that's the beginning of the adult hosting. And these days we have lots of good like a tour. There are so many good tours. It's really coming handy in SNS. We can see lots of tours to facilitate or have a good conversation. But the tour is really good if you understand when would you like to use, or in which case would you like to use. So you need to know when and how as well to use the tool. And then even though you know how to do it, and just read up the instructions, like, oh, next you should do this, next you should do that. It's not really working. So you really need to also learn about concept and principles that makes the methodologies is successful and meaningful. And then in order to invite people to let's practice these principles or let's practice this concept, you should really know why it's these principles and principles and concepts are very important. So we always try to go to the roots. We not just touch the scratch of the surface. We really try to show you that something deeper level for coming 4 days. And you don't touch everything for 4 days. And we can't say which is more important to you, or maybe this is important for you. And just to stay why you are here. You have been talking many times already why you are here, because very important to learn. But please ask yourself, oh, which is really connected to me, what it is really important to me, and your heart says, yes, it's important, or yes, it's start to practice this one or that one. That is the very best entrance. The open door is open, so please ask anytime, like, oh, this is if I like it, if I don't like it. So yeah, entrance is open to everywhere for these 4 days. And now I'd like to share some about these basic assumptions. So we will learn about methodologies and concept, principle, methodologies, and tools. But if you know these basic assumptions, it's really helpful. Why are we practicing this? Why it's good? Why are we really needed? So let's start about the basic assumptions. Please help me. My expression is so clear.
No, and I think what maybe just to add, at least for me, from my experience, it's almost like using a cleaver to cut a vegetable. It's like we have different tools. But tool is a tool. It can be you use open space, you use dialogue, you use and you learn the steps. This is how you do it. This is how you cut a melon. But tapping into the basic assumption of how do you see the world and how do you feel that human beings are? Before you cut the fruit, you're like looking at the watermelon. How thick is the, how do you call it in English? Skin. Yes. Thank you. Grind. How thick is the grind? How do I understand the watermelon before you use the tool? And this is what it's coming from. So like not just for the tool, if you like a tool to understand the methodology, the thoughts behind it, what are some of the principles, and also what are some of the assumptions. So maybe with that assumptions, what is the assumption of art of hosting? Why?
Thank you. And let me explain about these things.
Yes.
And I will show you some paper in this teaching and put some English and put some Japanese. And I really like to encourage you to find the good words in your own language. If you come up with a really good language, please take notes on your post-it or some notes and to share to everybody. So it's really helpful to digest and then use and express. So I hope my Japanese can help a little bit too. And the first question to you is, what does the organization mean to you? Can you imagine what kind of organization have you met? Maybe school, and maybe small non-profit organizations, or large multinational organizations, or municipalities. There are lots of kind of organizations. Have you seen this kind of organization? Thank you for nodding so much. Does anybody who don't have the image about organization like this? You have the same images? What's this? What is this good at?
Order.
Efficiency.
Clear order.
Clear order, efficiency,
Hierarchy.
hierarchy,
Structure.
structure.
Comp and benefits. Compensation and benefits.
Compensation
You
and
don't
benefit.
look at how much.
Power is
Silo.
silent.
Order.
Order. Yeah.
Role and responsibility. Role and responsibility.
No one responsibility. Yeah. But what does this look like? I forgot what's it.
Yes.
Family tree.
A family tree.
Factory. Factory.
Factory.
Folders in the laptop.
Folders in the laptop.
Good. I think a laptop is a good example than hair dryer. I just want to say this is very inspired by the mechanical things. Don't you think similarity between hair dryer and this one? Or maybe for smartphone and this one? Really? You agree with this one, but not really agree with this one?
We can't see inside.
Ah.
We can't see inside, so it's difficult to imagine what is
Okay.
inside.
Yeah, what I wanted to, maybe not a good example, but what I wanted to say.
hair in order like that.
So lots of parts are really connected, and connection is gathered into one piece. So and then always this guide started when I pushed the button switch. Otherwise it won't work. So this type of organization looks really connected and well structured. But the basic thing is information and energy is just going down from top to the down. So even though they are really connected, that these parts are not really practiced well to get the information or opinions or perspective from bottom to the top, the top. They are connections, but this is not really good for to get information from the bottom to the top. It is supposed to, the information supposed to go down always. So if we are accustomed to do these images, even though people have a power to say something to the above, maybe it's easy to give up to say something to the top. It's easy for the information is going just one way. And I think it's making sense to see the organization like this, and then many people created organization like this. But I think it's good that we are surrounded by the many mechanical things and also not mechanical things as well here, especially. When women said the nature is everyday life and it's not something very rare here. So here we are surrounded by nature too. So what is the difference from these things and mechanical things and the nature? What's the difference? Like smartphone, dryers, and what is the big difference between nature and mechanical things?
It's not organic.
It's not organic. Thank you.
In nature, everything is interconnected in a more organic way.
Organic ways like this. Thank you. Anything else?
Mechanics is actually created for a single purpose.
Single purpose, right? Thank you.
If it breaks, needs an expert to come and fix.
Yeah.
Nature doesn't really have that. Yeah.
How do you fix if you feel that the nature is a little bit broken?
See that again?
How do you fix
Fix.
nature?
Uh-huh.
It's a little bit broken.
How do you fix it when nature is a little bit broken?
Time. Nice.
I think it somehow repairs itself in a way that some other things just fill in.
Oh, so just expect them to
Like self-heal.
self-healing.
Just accept that.
I think nature is a little bit like something just overlay. Like maybe we have some similar function to each other, and when it's a little bit broken, maybe someone can replace quickly. Yeah. So I think in the nature there is some overlay zone in the area, and we can replace by the others to fix, to make it work.
Thank you.
When we feel that we are in Hualien, we have an earthquake, so the nature is broken, yet at times human cannot control it, and sometimes we can do some seeding or something to, how to say that, to try to nurture it to make it grow faster than nature. But the result might not work.
Or just leave it alone.
Yeah, the time will.
The time is a really like a key word, and then also believe that this is really like a being better for themselves. If the time allows, the nature can be well for themselves. And if this hair dryer is broken, does anybody want to wait for this is getting better? Or my mom is really good at planting, and she speaks so much to the plants. Oh, you're beautiful and nice. But she doesn't talk to hair dryer or refrigerator. Why? So different. So if you talk to the nature, and how do you like to communicate with nature, and how to communicate with the machine, is huge difference. But one of the biggest problem of this era is like organizations is a combination of people and some like rules that the people decided. But maybe we see the organization like a mechanical things and try to fix some like a people's problem, but try to fix it. And if this part is broken, maybe just replace somebody's. Even though people are working here very much, But maybe we think, oh, this guy is not really useful anymore, so just replace it. We don't wait for he is getting better, or not give a kindness, or not talk to these people. And when we see the organization, maybe we forgot some little things about those are consist of human beings. It's like a living system as the same as nature. So the basic assumption of outdoor hosting is, what if we can see the organization as a living system instead of mechanical system? Like, I'm really inspired by sitting next to Sarah like this. I'm so inspired, and I really think I can do something that I can't do for myself. But maybe they are not, even though it put like this smartphone is not really encouraged by the hair dryer. So how we can create this environment so the living system can get energy from each other and support each other. This creates a huge difference of the quality of conversations and work for co-creations. And then I'm not saying this is good or bad, and both exist. Just encourage you to be aware. How do you react to people or organizations? And I would dare to encourage to activate this living system's power a little bit more, because living system has two powerful things that cannot be done by mechanical things. So, like, もったいない. Do you know Japanese word もったいない?
もったいない.
There is a power here. So why don't you dig into a bit more to make us happy and makes enrich and makes more meaningful? So it's really もったいない if you don't use this living system's power. It really has the power and the potential to act, to be as a living system. One of the before we go in there, and one is the living system's power is self-organizing. Have you ever heard, like, you see the bumblebee's nest? It's very beautiful and big. Have you ever seen any, like, a top one leader of bumblebee and show the big picture of the nest and give the detailed instruction to every bumblebee and check how the progress is? And no. And the bumblebee can just focus on what can do and just try to sense a little bit about what the neighbor bumblebee is doing, and just try to sense a little bit about what is really needed, what is really useful. Just to try to sense a little bit and just tap into what is really meaningful a little bit, and then do what they can do. Even though this is just a little bit, but it is meaningful. So when it's accumulated, the difference is huge. So this is the only thing that living system can do. And when we think a big nest of bumblebee, we say emergence. Then each bumblebee maybe don't imagine to have such a big nest or something, but just a sense of a neighbor, and just try to sense what is meaningful, what is needed now, and then accumulated. At some point, they can make something big. So we can't estimate, we can't estimate, we can't give you a big pictures or small instructions. We have the power. So just tap into these potentials and possibility to activate our living system's power.
And to demonstrate that and activating our living system power, we have two experiences for you with a little bit of a challenge. Stay where you are. We together are the living system. We have our own ways of self-organizing. We'll have about 2 minutes. Here's some packages. Let the name